It is. You're either being flirted with, or if I don't feel like I can flirt with you to take advantage of you, I am cruel to you. That's the two things. Okay. I do all the things now so that everything is okay. Beautiful. We don't have to do an intro because it's not happening anywhere. Talk to us a little bit about, you and Ethel got married in 1868. When do you think you met?
Oh, goodness.
And this is before West Virginia was a state.
For sure. So we married in 1868 is what you said?
Yep. At 20 years old.
I would say probably early 20s. Honestly, probably just like maximum 2 years before that.
Okay, so let's say 1866 then.
Very traditional, back in the day, you meet, you marry kind of thing.
So you guys met when you were 18-ish. How do you think you met?
We had talked about something where it was Pappy had worked for her dad.
Yes,
I forget what the business was.
Logging company. Yes.
Logging business. And it was just one of those things where he was doing personal requests for her dad, like working at his estate, and whenever he wasn't like flirted with her, flirted with his daughter kind of thing.
Awesome. So you, freshly 18, you're working at a logging company. You are, Ethel's maiden name is Sullivan. So you're working at the Sullivan Logging Company. And you, doing some personal work at Sullivan's personal home. You flirt with his daughter a little bit. And you know, there's a vibe there. You think she's probably into you. You think she I was going to say fancies you, but that's more British. I was trying to think of an old-fashioned way to say that, but she likes you.
It's going your way.
Everything's going your way. We cut first to an 18-year-old Pappy outside of some kind of hangout spot. What do you think Pappy did on his weekends off of logging? Where would he be spending his social time?
What's the
alcohol's legal right now, Megan?
What's the town like? Is it very low poverty income kind of thing? Just kind of.
At this point, probably still yes. If you look at player reference folder on the drive, there's a map for you that shows you what businesses would be there. We can say give or take all those same businesses are still there. And Megan will be playing all your NPCs.
You said it was on the farm map, or no?
The Cabra map. Town map.
Oh, goodness. On his weekends, I'd like to say he probably made his trip around the old general store to gather up some, easy access goods to stock up, get ready for the week ahead. I imagine he had a little side gig that was not paid, where he was an umpire for the baseball field.
Oh.
Where he umped like whether it was Little League or just like, a bunch of kids got together and played that thing. So
by this point, the baseball field doesn't exist yet, but a big.
Sure.
We'll give you a second. A big dusty field where kids play baseball does, but the official Barrow and Lock baseball field, for important plot reasons, does not exist yet.
I got you. Yes.
But yeah, you see, you make your lap around the general store, and as you're heading towards the baseball field, you're meeting some of the neighborhood younger kids to do a little pickup. You're walking by and you see Ethel Jean leant up against the outside of the general store talking with another girl.
Can I get in a... You said they're outside, right?
Yeah, they're leant up against the outside of the store. They have, candy bars. Yeah.
Is there anything happening, relatively close to them that I can kind of, not, directly walk up to them and start talking, but, I don't know, do something to where I can, act like I'm doing something and just try to listen to what they're talking about?
Yeah, maybe there's, some flyers posted up on the outside of the general store. You could, stop and pretend to be reading them.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. So I'm going up to, the flyers of, local jobs, things like that, and just... Well, let's see here. Okay. And I'm just listening to, if I could listening specifically for anything I could relate to kind of butt into the conversation.
Annie, Ezekiel is just getting on my last nerve. He's taking my things. I know he is. I know I had journals and I had things and I had stacked him up, and that boy, why did God invent brothers? He's just a pain in the behind. He is. And, maybe it's just men. That's what I'm saying. There's that Grimshaw boy working for Daddy. And I swear he just ain't gonna he's not gonna get up the guts to talk to me. He just ain't. I know it.
I'm gonna, unplug one of the papers to have it, oh no, it flies in that direction.
Oh, okay.
Kind of stumble over, oh, excuse me, ladies. Hey, I'm sorry to intrude. But hey, I couldn't help over here that you got some things stolen from you, and well, I'd be obliged to help you get those items back if you would be so kind to tell me what I'm looking for.
As soon as you say that, I don't know if a store in 1860 would have a bell, but this one does.
Something.
This one does. He just bought a bell, and he accidentally rings it as he walks out. Walks out of the general store front doors. You glance over, and you see just this good, lazy, good-for-nothing that you go to high school with. You know that his name's Jed Payne. He's a heartbreaker. He's everything that Silas Grimshaw wants. Jed Payne seems to want it too. And you see that as he walks by, what would Jed Payne say, Megan?
Hello, beautiful ladies on this sunny day. I was just buying stuff for the old farmhouse. I got quite a good farm. Well, I know you live quite a piece out of town, and it's sun's going down. I was just wondering if I could walk you home, Miss Ethel. And I think Annie sort of giggles, sort of looks about, and Ethel says, well, that's awful kind of you, Jed, but no, I'll be just fine. I've walked the road many times, and I can find my way home. I promise. I do. Thank you, Jed. And then I think Annie says, I can use a walk home, Jed. And Jed I think Jed would sort of puff, go, well, you miss out. Look what you're left with, Miss Ethel. And he pops his arm out, and he and Annie walk off.
You're left alone with just Ethel Jean.
That boy had some sense into him, didn't he? He had quite a lot to feeling up himself. Are you sure you're okay to walk home? It's quite the hike. And I need to talk to your dad anyway about some things on the job, but...
And Silas, you would know, you live right next door to Ethel Jean. Right next door would be, your farm, so you're still half a mile away, but...
I suppose if you gotta to talk to Daddy anyway. Ain't no point in walking alone. And she puts her arm out for you to take.
And he like is good. There's like some kind of like awkward like, wow, of course, young lady, and then takes the arm and starts walking.
Amazing. You guys date for a very short amount of time, all things considered. For this time period, it might be kind of a long time. Date for about year and a half, and then you're married in 1868. Ethel and Silas have been singing together for a very long time. You discovered pretty early on into your relationship that you both liked music. Do you think that Silas just plays the guitar, or does he sing as well? Can he sing, and then does he?
Say he is not the best, but he can carry a tune enough to like, not well enough to harmonize, but like a low octave low version of like the melody, and I imagine like Ethel just kind of humors him a little bit, but he mainly keeps all the singing for Ethel.
And I don't think Ethel plays an instrument, but she does sing very, very well. You guys first decide to do like a little small town competitions, just something like not for any money, not for any whatever. It's just kind of more of a showcase than really a competition, a talent show, if you will. When Ezekiel, which is Ethel Jean's brother, shows you all this flyer, food, fellowship, and music, and you go to, oh sure, it'll be fun, and when you sign up, you need to write down a name for your band, quote unquote. When Silas still worked in the mines, which is from about 20 years old, so right after he got married, he switched to something that paid a little better, until, what did we say, like 10 years, something like that.
Right.
When he was working in the mines, which was during this point in time, he'd be trekking home at all hours, but covered in soot and walking in the pitch black darkness, he always knew exactly where home was, because Ethel would never go to sleep without him, and she would always leave the porch light burning. So she would, you could see that lantern from all the way across the field, and she'd, around the time that you were supposed to be home, or she figured you ought to be home soon, she'd sit out on the porch, and when she saw your lantern crest through the woods, she'd start to sing, and you'd kind of follow her siren's call back home, and her porch light. And so the Porch Light Singers ends up being the name that you write down. You play music very casually together for a little bit. Junior and Hattie are born what year? Megan or Jesse, whichever one of you has it open.
Oh, it's like
Junior would be born 1875, and Hattie born 77.
So Junior and Hattie are born. You guys become a family of 3, then 4. Talk to us about, how does Pappy feel about being a father?
It's everything he ever, like, his father wasn't much growing up. But in the sense of, he is proud beyond belief, and these kids are his pride and his joy. But also, he knows what this world is. He knows that he has to equip them, and he has to be the father. And so, whatever that if that means, be the disciplined hand, be a little harder on him, especially Junior. Put him to work. Loves him to death, but not gonna raise any quitters.
Okay, I love it. About a year after Hattie is born, 1878, you are headed home late at night from a day working in the mines. it's strange. You're walking, it's eerie. Oftentimes when you're walking through the woods late at night around these parts, you kind of feel like something's watching you. You always do, and that's just kind of how it always is. But you hear a from deep in the woods that sounds exactly like Ethel screaming. And it's back from the direction you came in.
I think at this point, Pappy's heard the superstitions all of his life. You know, if you feel like you're being watched in the woods, you probably are. If you know, you hear friendly voice in the woods, it's, you know, more than likely not then. Like, he knows superstitions, but he cannot help himself to just find out. So he, not like sprinting, but he does, like, you know, try to sneak along to try and find
Hurries with that.
where this source came from. Yeah.
You end up back at the mouth of the mines where you've just come out of not all too long ago. And you feel that eerie weighted presence, and as you're approaching, you're trying to discern if the air around you feels evil or good, and it feels an absence of all things. It feels an emptiness so full that you can't help but look around. And as you manage to rip your eyes away from the treetops and go back to the mouth of the mines, you dangle your lantern over it to see, and slips from your hands, falls down the mine shaft. And as it does, for mere seconds before the fire's extinguished, a horrifying figure is illuminated. It might look like a man, but no man that you've ever seen. It's thin and dark and hunched and grotesque. You see it, and it sees you. And just as you remember to breathe again and the light is out, you are buried in darkness and in silence both. It seems like you're alone again. But like you said, if you feel like you're being watched in the woods, you probably are. And deep at the most core part of your being, you know that you weren't supposed to see this. And you remember that and you remember that rule about hearing screaming in the woods. Ain't nothing out here aiming to help you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, my kingdom. And he's just like repeating the Lord's Prayer over and over again as he like slowly backs away and like doesn't run, because he feels like if he runs it's gonna advance. So he like slowly like backs away out of the mouth of the cave and just repeating the Lord's Prayer over and over and over again.
It doesn't bring you comfort, but it brings you something like it. As you back up, and for as long as you possibly can, keep the mine opening in your view, it is, until eventually the trees close in front of you as you step out into the clearing, and you know that if you turn around, you would see that porch light. And even here you can sing, you can hear, and even here you can hear Ethel singing in a voice so clear and crisp that compared to this Ethel scream that you heard, it's singing that can only be so real.
Coming back from work, you said, whenever.
Yeah.
So yeah, as he like exited the cave, the mouth of the cave, is in the forest now, I'd imagine like he takes off his hard hat, places it on the ground, whatever
continue to back up until he hits the porch?
No. Once he gets to a point where like he can't really see the cave at all, then he's gonna turn around and start walking back. If not like kind of like a fast walk kind of thing. Because he still does not feel comfortable sprinting.
Yeah. And you see the porch light, and you can see the silhouette of Ethel standing on the porch leaning against the banister and singing for you.
My sweet songbird. Runs to the porch. Doesn't even like say like hello, my darling. Just goes in and just grabs Ethel in for a tight hug. He says, "Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes? Let's get to bed. Let's get inside."
Does he look like you had a ride? What's wrong?
Listen. The mines ain't gonna work anymore. We'll find something else. It'll be fine. I'll find work in town. It just for right now, you have to trust me, Ethel.
Oh, all right.
He kisses on the forehead. It's like, all right, let's get inside. And like he's like, kind of like looking around.
Yeah.
The darkness, basically.
And your babies are both, probably by this point, still sleeping in your bedroom? I mean, we're 2 and 1, or are they upstairs already?
I'd say probably the bedroom.
Your bedroom?
Yeah.
So you, by the way, what's going on?
My tea joke?
Yeah. We're from Appalachia, y'all.
Yeah.
You get into your bedroom with Ethel Jean, and you can see the babies both asleep in 1870s version of a crib. I imagine, big wooden thing. Both asleep. Junior and Hattie both asleep in their own beds.
I'm afraid to wake them up. Like, just kind of like move the hair out of like Hattie's face. And then you said Hattie and Junior, right?
Yeah.
Sydney's not born yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Sydney born?
Sydney's not born.
No.
Okay. Junior kind of the similar motion, like, place my hand on the back of his head and like just rub my thumb, just caressing his face. If their cribs are like near any windows, I'll like ever so slightly move them slightly away from the windows and like cover the blinds and
you guys have
not
like
saying a word bad, but like just doing all these things.
You guys have so by this point, if I'm being honest, just based on the lore that I made up for myself, you guys are probably in, Jesse, what was your bedroom upstairs, that main upstairs loft. All of you are in there. Pappy and Ethel, once you couldn't do stairs anymore, had that what is supposed to be a closet under the stairs. You shoved your bed and your chest of drawers in there, and that's where you and Ethel slept when you couldn't do stairs no more. But for right now, everybody's up there, and eventually those other 2 bedrooms will be for the 2 kids, because you ain't having a third, am I right? And, you guys go to bed. You see, you quit mining. You end up switching to livestock-based stuff. You start raising cattle, selling them, butcher them, selling the milk, etc. Sydney's born in what year, Megan?
One moment, I gotta do math. 1882.
1882. You farm. The family all starts singing together by the time Sydney is like 5 or something like that. Your kids kind of grow up around music. They're hearing Ethel sing all the time. And you guys all start being purposeful about singing together and jamming out together. all 5 of you, even by the time Sydney's like 5. And you'll occasionally sign up for a little talent show or a local showcase when the church is hosting something or doing a little fundraiser or something like that. You'll go sing, and people nearby know you, but you're not a band yet. You're not going around and performing for money or renown or anything like that. Bit of a time jump. Ready? When Sydney is 16, what year would that be, Megan?
1898.
1898. You see, so how old's Pappy-ish?
He is 50, exactly.
50. 50-year-old Pappy is in the kitchen. He's sitting at the table, maybe reading a paper, something like that. Whatever he'd be doing in the morning. Ethel's cooking up some eggs. It's super early in the morning. Like 5, 6 a.m. You guys are getting ready to go do farm chores, day in the life. If Silas is 16, the others are both grown up, right?
He is 20 or 21, which makes Junior 23 or 24.
So Junior's probably
So
already...
they're probably both gone.
Junior's definitely gone, and I think Hattie probably is too. They're both probably out of here. So Sydney's your only youngin' that's still in the house. You guys are getting ready to head out. Sydney goes to school, but he knows he's got some farming chores to do before he heads out. You see, by now you guys are in the bottom bedroom because you had to make room for all the kids you have. Junior and Sydney share the top room at the top of the stairs, and then the back bedroom is Hattie's. Was Hattie's. She doesn't live here anymore. And you and Ethel are downstairs now. Sydney comes creaking down the stairs super early in the morning.
Ruffling his papers, like, Sydney, before you go to school, I'm gonna need you to go to the cattle den and clear out all that manure. You're supposed to do that last night, but you ain't going to school until it's done.
Yeah, well, I can cattle den manure. Yes, sir.
Mom's got breakfast when it's done.
I ain't got time for breakfast, Paul. I'm sorry. I think there's one of them exams at school today, so I gotta go. I'll do the cattle den and then I'll head on.
Give me an intellect check. So it'd be your D20.
Me?
Yeah. Me?
Who else would be?
Me?
If 5. Do I add anything to it, or?
This is the hard part. I don't think so, but you can, you can expend effort to make it higher, which is what we talked about, like spending your pool. Do you have an edge for intellect? What is it?
I don't have anything marked an edge on anything.
Okay, your edge is where you had 3 points to put wherever you wanted.
Oh, okay.
So whichever skill you want to be best at, you might want to pile some edge on there. If you're like, I'm never going to use might, I don't care to be good at might, don't put any edge there. But you have 3 points to put wherever you want. If you want to put all 3 in intellect, you could. Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 for that means, and I'm going to let you roll again because we're all learning. You have to set the DCs before you roll because you have to either make it or not. So for this case, insight, this is an insight check that I'm making you do, intellect check. I'm going to say the DC's a 10 because you have 3 edges on that. For every edge, the DC goes down by 3. 3, 6, 9. So your DC is 1. Please roll again.
Does that edge stay on there all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's full.
So you always have a -9 to DCs for intellect.
Dang. smart. That's 14.
Which far surpasses your 1 DC. What's
Right.
going on, Megan? Why do you look scared?
What? Why does Sydney look scared?
No, you,
Me?
Megan Lane.
Oh, there's fireworks behind me. It's freaking me out.
Oh, okay. Well, stop
That's
that.
I'm,
Pappy, you're very discerning. Your son is being weird.
Sydney, forget the manure. Sit down.
yes, sir, Paul. And he does.
What's going on?
Etheljean turns around. She's just listening.
I just feel tired, Paul. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have no sass. I'm very sorry. I just feel tired. It's all this schooling and I know I forgot to do the cattle den last night. I'm just real tired. I'm sorry. I'll do better, Paul. I promise. I'm gonna do right.
Anything else you want to tell me?
No, Paul.
You're acting strange, my boy.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just real tired. I've been taking walks by the creek again, trying to look at critters and stuff. I've been up too late. I had to stay out of them woods. You know, I couldn't do it.
Give me another intellect
real.
check, Pappy. Your DC is a 20, marked down to an 11. Because of your edge.
18, so yeah.
You make it. He has his hands on the table, and you see something black caked under his fingernails.
You've been digging in the dirt.
Yeah, I've been digging up, I've been digging up worms to use for bait. I know I should just buy them from the general store. That's a habit from when I was a kid.
You're making use of the land. I appreciate that, but hey, you know what we talked about ever since you've been a little boy. You don't go out in the woods, especially at night. And he at this point,
That's just for you. It doesn't necessarily apply right now. I just...
okay, I was.
You went, the hell?
He puts the paper down, stands up over him and places his hand on his shoulder. It's a firm and tight grip, but it's not in a loving way, if that makes sense. It's ooh, but it's happy. Well, all right. That's all you're doing. He looks you at the, one of those glares. It's last chance, bud. Just remember, the woods are no good at night.
Yes, Paul.
You can dig for worms in the morning.
I'll do that. Thank you, Paul.
Get on, get to your exam.
Thanks, Paul. And I'll do the cattle den tomorrow. I promise.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Thanks, Paul. You're good at that. Being a Paul. Thanks. And he runs out the door.
Would Ethel say anything?
Oh God, I forgot about Ethel. She probably turns back to cooking at the stove. She goes, I hope you were a better liar than that when you told your parents when you were meeting me.
Oh, I know he's hiding some sense of pride in the boy. Truth come out later.
Well, truth does out. I suppose.
He did tell me one. Oh, he did say one truth. I'm a pretty good pap.
Yes, you are. You're an awful good Paul. We're lucky to have you. He's a good kid. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, what you cooking?
Cat head biscuits. Amazing. You see, Pappy, you're out at the barn later that afternoon. Ethel heads into town to go shopping for a few things that you needed from the general store. You're out doing that cow den, I gather. And you hear heavy boots tromping through the mud, and you can feel somebody standing in the barn entrance behind you.
Time roughly that school would let out, or what time of day is it?
It's probably later than school letting out.
Maybe heading towards dinner time. Sydney ain't come home yet.
I gotcha. Yeah, I'm taking care of the manure and shoveling it, putting in like the I guess wheelbarrows or a thing. I wouldn't see why not. Take the shovel into the ground. Turn around. Can I help you? Before he even turns around to see who it is, he's like, "Can I help you?" And turns around to see who it is.
And you see the sheriff.
Oh, the Scrimshaw?
Sheriff. How can I do you for?
Mr. Grimshaw, I'm afraid I've got some tough news. Can we go inside? Can we sit in the kitchen?
I suppose. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Put my stuff away. Go in and greet my wife Ethel. She'll get us some waters or something. And he puts away his farming utensils and Ethel then.
And the sheriff meets Ethel as she's also returned back, and she's walking in through the front door. They go into the kitchen and sit down. And Pappy, there you are.
All right, you're gonna. What's going on?
Come sit down with us, Silas. Mr. and Mrs. Grimshaw, I have to tell you, are you aware that your son Sydney's been working for Barrow & Locke in the mines?
I'm sorry. Say that. Say it one more time.
Your son, Sydney, it's come to our attention that he's been working very long hours with Barrow & Locke down in the mines. He starts literally.
I think you got the wrong Sydney. See, my Sydney has been studying his schooling, getting all them, working on his brain. He ain't working no mines.
Well, that's the trouble, Mr. Grimshaw. Things like this don't get easier to say. But your son Sydney was working in the mines this eve, and there was a bit of an accident. They aren't sure now if it was an equipment issue, if there were tectonic movements, as they're calling it now, or what was wrong, but there was a bit of a collapse in the mine, and Mr. Scrimshaw, I'm so sorry, Sydney has passed.
How long has it been?
Sorry, sir?
Hours? minutes ago? How long?
In about 2 hours, sir. They've been digging it out and trying to see if there's anybody in there. The collapse happened sometime this morning or early afternoon. There were no administrators present at the time to know exactly what had happened, but Sydney was discovered about an hour ago.
Ethel stands up and walks out onto the side porch.
Where is he?
They'll have him at the station by now.
He like stands up. The look on his face is complete like broken, but he is trying his best to not show any kind of emotion. He's trying to, because he knows he's gonna have to be strong for Ethel and the next couple of however many years it's gonna take for it to get over this. But he gets up, goes to his cabinet. You drink, officer?
Asian, yes, sir.
Just pours like whiskey into a glass. Take me to.
Mr. Grimshaw, is there anyone I could call to be here with you? Is there anyone I can go and get?
Right now.
I know Mrs. Grimshaw's family lives the farm over.
Hey, send one of your others to take my Ethel to her folks' home. Hey, she can't see him right now. I won't let that happen. She needs to go to her family right now. I'll take care of him.
And through the wall, or through the exterior door that heads out to one of the side porches, little glass pane, you can see her leant out over the side of the banister, and you can hear the muffled sobs as the officer responds.
Please, officer. Just a minute.
Absolutely. Take all the time you need.
And he, is she over at the bed is what you said, or where is she?
She's out on the side porch, which in our house is the laundry room. It's now a screened-in porch. Or not screened in. Ignore me. It's now a porch. What is the laundry room is screened in. Not screened in. A porch! Oh my god.
I got you. Silas walks over, he sits down, wraps his arm around her, and just sobs quietly with her. Doesn't say a word.
Gotta be wrong. I can't have my boy. He's just a baby. He's supposed to go down in tomorrow. He's supposed to be digging worms out of the creek. I can't have my boy. It got me wrong.
And like I say, he's just sobbing at the, crying at this point. He wants to say words, but nothing comes out. After some time, I'd say probably 10 minutes of just sitting there and like crying, Ethel saying her spiels of like, this can't be happening, whatever. He sits and explains like, I need you, Ethel, my sweet, you can't. Let me take care of our Sydney. I don't want you to see him in this condition. I want you to go to your parents' house. You'll find comfort there. I'll take care of our boy.
Nowhere he ain't.
I'm sorry, what was that? You gotta cut it out.
She said, ain't comfort nowhere. Not where he ain't. And she just keeps crying. I think she'll go.
Sure.
Where
Yeah, right.
But
yeah. You go down to the station.
which I will say, you don't have to.
Yeah.
They don't need you to identify him. He would have had best identification. They know who he is. If you want to see him, you can go. But they aren't going to make you.
But if not, the coroner can just get it ready. Yeah.
Okay.
You go down to the station, you see the body. All things considered, he ain't beat up too bad. It ain't as bad as you were expecting. You think about that thing that you saw down there, that thing with glowing eyes and sharp teeth. And it don't look like this thing got a hold of him. It doesn't look like he's sleeping. It looks like he's dead. And all you can think about is that black stuff caked under his nails that you had been convinced was dirt. You think about him that morning telling you that he was going to do better. And you think about the last thing he said to you, that you're a real good pa.
And straw hat that he has just throws on the ground and kind of not punches but slams himself onto his chest, onto Sydney's chest. Boy, you were supposed to be the best of it. He takes his hand and just grasping his hand, squeezing it, hoping, praying for a squeeze back. Looking at the fingernails and just sobbing into his chest.
In the days and weeks and months that follow, Hattie and Junior find out, and you have a funeral. Ethel starts getting a bit spacey. She's a bit off. She's barely able to get out of bed, and when she does, all she wants to do is go on walks in the woods, look at the mines, look around up at that canopy, sit someplace. One morning, it's been a couple months now since Sydney. The kids are off, they're living their lives. And you have a newspaper open, or whatever you'd be doing. And Ethel comes out of your bedroom under the stairs, steps into the kitchen. Bit glassy-eyed.
I think I'm gonna take a walk just to clear my head. Maybe by the creek or something. I'll be back soon.
You won't
and
be
she had to
there.
report. He'd want to be. He ain't here. I won't be long. I just gotta.
Ethel, you know,
Yeah.
I love you more than words could describe, and I wish you wouldn't go near those damn mines. I don't. Those damn mines have taken too much. Perhaps it's the thanks we get for taking from nature herself.
It'd be as simple as all that. It'd be simple what's happened. I ain't gotta go to the mines. I'll go to the creek. I'll go to the lake. I'll go past the valley or two. I don't know. There's gotta be more out there. You can come with me. Need a walk?
I think at this point, like, he has like a whiskey glass in his hand, the bottle 3/4 empty on the nightstand next to him. You don't want me to go with you. Do you remember the last words he said to me?
Think about. Of course I do.
I'm not that man anymore.
Don't say that.
I'm not that man anymore, Ethel, and I'm sorry I can't be a good pa to the kids. I can't be a good husband to you.
Talk like that.
If you find something worth clinging on to in them woods, I'm glad you could find something. And I'm sorry it couldn't have been for me. He takes this, downs it, and starts pouring another drink.
Like that. It ain't about any of that. It isn't. To be honest, I don't think any of us are the same people anymore. We're probably all died with Sydney in that mine. I don't know if I'll ever hold him again. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something to do. I just gotta do something. And she turns for the door again, and she goes to open it.
You can kind of see out of the corner of your eye, if you're sitting at our dining room table, from your peripheral, you can see that front door. And as she goes up, twists the knob, and opens it, you see a young girl, probably a teenager, holding. The girl is wearing like nice city clothes. Certainly isn't from around here. Her hair is in tight ringlets. She has big spectacles on. And you see in an arm, she's cradling a swaddled baby and had one fist up and was ready to knock, but Ethel opened it. You've never seen this girl before. in your life, but she was about to knock on your door, and she's holding the baby.
Who is it?
I'm sorry to bother you all today. Are you Sydney's parents? Mr. and Mrs. Grimshaw?
And at this point, like, Pappy, stands up. Yeah. Where?
Oh, I heard about Sid. I'm awful sorry.
Listen, are you from the church? Because I don't want to hear anything from the church anymore. I'm sorry.
No, Mr. Grimshaw. I'm from a couple towns over. This is Jenny.
And you see this baby is like at most 2 weeks old. Super tiny.
I don't know what Sid told you, but he told me you'd take care of her. I'll visit when I can. But Ma and Pa aren't too pleased, and so Sydney said she'd stay with you, and he didn't have much of a plan after that.
You're telling me this is Sydney's kin?
Yes, sir, Mr. Grimshaw. I wasn't sure if he told you.
Turns to Ethel. Is it? Do you know anything about this?
Ethel doesn't say anything. She just kind of shakes her head, but she's just staring at baby Jenny.
You got a second? Come on in.
Thank you. Yes. And she follows you in.
I imagine they just kind of like talk about the overall, like, who are you kind of thing.
Yeah, who are you? Why do you have my granddaughter?
My name's Mary. My name's Mary Alice. I didn't even introduce myself. Oh God.
This is Mary Alice. I don't remember her last name. McGraw. Mary Alice McGraw. She's a rich girl, a few towns over. Met Sid when, if you do the math, you had sent Sydney to walk over to the next town over on a weekend to sell a cow. And, well, he must have met somebody while he was there. And they must have kept in contact some way, shape, or form. Her parents were mighty displeased when they found out. Wanted to give the baby up for adoption, and she managed to convince them to just let Sid take the baby. And so you kind of put it together that Sid was saying he was going to school, but he was actually working in the mines for a few months after he found out that his girlfriend was pregnant. And it seems like his plan was to maybe tell you before, or maybe just one day show up with a baby and say that it's his and he needs to take care of it now, and I don't know, hope Ethel will take care of it while he's working all day, or whatever. 16-year-old logic. And you have baby, hi Wendy, Virginia Hazel Grimshaw. Goes by Jenny. You see that like she says, she comes and goes for a while, visits pretty often the first few months. Ethel takes care of the baby and continues to cook and clean and all these other things that she's been doing, but, full time takes care of Jenny. And by the time Jenny's around 2 years old, Mary Alice doesn't come anymore. It had gotten less and less frequent visits, and when Jenny was 2, she visited one final time and let you know that her family was moving away, like away, and she only 18, wasn't able to stay back or anything like that, and so she's going with them. How do you think those first 2 years-ish are? How does that change Pappy's life?
And we're in our 50s, right?
You're in your 50s.
Yeah. I think it changes it drastically. It takes a huge toll on the farm. Pappy still does the livestock and all the work with that, but the crops have, I wouldn't say completely diminished. They've definitely gone down in size, because right now it's primarily Silas doing all the work.
Yeah.
Ethel takes care of this baby in the daylight hours.
Yeah. And I think that
so
there's
definitely money is tighter.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's probably in the early stages conversations about maybe kind of passing Jenny around, basically, because Junior and Hattie at this point are both unmarried and they're adults and they have their own places, but Ethel don't really trust Junior with an infant, and Hattie is 19 and she ain't never been the maternal type, so it's not so much that she couldn't, but it's so much that she really wouldn't want to, and Ethel's kind of afraid of that conflict with Hattie, and so she just keeps her.
Can I say, I've lived in Ethel's head for the past 20 minutes. You're not getting this baby out of her hands.
Yeah. She loves Jenny. I think Hattie's a very involved aunt. She's 19 at this point. I think she's very involved and hangs out a lot and comes over and helps with Jenny a lot and is at the house a lot. Junior is probably mighty uncomfortable with the concept of babies. Holds it when prompted. No, thank you.
Only when she's about 4, I'll be your best friend.
Yeah. Your son gets married what year, Megan? And how old is Jenny when that happens?
I wrote that down today, actually. Second. They get married when Junior is... I gotta check what Eve said.
It's in the timeline.
I don't have the timeline pulled up.
Do it. Oh my God, have you ever worked a day in your life?
Okay, they got married when Junior was 28. So that means he was born in 75. They get married in 1903, which means Jenny is 5.
Okay, older than I thought. Just as Jenny's starting school, you guys go to the wedding of Cora May and Junior. Cora May's been around for about a year at this point, and you think she's amazing, and she's also the best thing that's ever happened to Junior. He's real straightened out now that she's in his life. She metaphorically has a tight leash on him. She's nailing his head down to the ground. She's very Ethel in that she is kind of free spirit Loves nature, walks through the woods, does some of that green stuff that Hattie does. Green being the name of the magic in this game, not marijuana. I knew you were thinking it. I could see it in your brain. Does some of that green magic that Hattie does and Ethel does. Granny witch magic, whatever. And we see Corman and Junior in their wedding dress and suit. They got married in Pappy's backyard. And we see Pappy with 5-year-old Jenny on his hip, holding her up so she can see the couple walking down the aisle over all the heads. And would you say anything to your son and Cora May as they pass you walking back down the aisle?
Before or after the wedding, I forget.
Probably after.
After? I think it's like, they see each other like, kind of thing. He hugs Cora May first, kisses her on the cheek, like this, one of those like side kisses. It's like, absolutely beautiful. And he turns to Junior, hand on his shoulder. Don't screw this up, boy.
Junior kind of laughs because I done proposed to her 3 times, so she's sticking around for keeps.
Don't screw this
For
up.
keeps.
And he turns to Cora one more time. It's like, he gives you any trouble, you come to me.
Oh, I will. First thing on my list, Mr. Gripshaw. That's right.
Jenny, like...
Wow, then that's perfect.
Jenny is saying something to Cora and tells her all about the dress, and she's got her Sunday dress on and whatever, and make sure we're still recording. We are. After that wedding is when you guys start really singing again. You had taken a long break. Life got busy. You stopped anyway, and then after Sid died, there ain't nothing to sing about. But Cora May actually joining your family hears some whiff that you guys used to sing and go compete in things and whatever, and kind of drives a nail into Junior's head that he should start that up again. That seems like a mighty fine idea. Especially that'd be a wonderful... Yeah.
Is that way? Do they start singing again before Maggie's born, or after Maggie starts playing the banjo?
No, before Maggie born.
Okay.
Just trust me.
Keep going. Okay, I had something different written down, but I will change it.
Okay.
It shouldn't be correct.
I don't think they become famous till Maggie enters the scene, because she's a prodigy.
She's the seller. Okay.
But you guys start playing with the idea again once Cora May joins your family, because she thinks that'd be mighty fun and whatever. You guys all start kind of toying with the idea, playing just for yourselves, hanging out on the front porch or whatever. Maggie, Junior and Cora May's daughter, is born in 1906. And you're still just kind of casual in your living room, maybe at the church every now and again, until in 1911, Maggie's 5 years old, and she picks up banjo, learning it from her mama a little bit, and good grief, the child's gifted. Like, the moment she starts, best dang banjo player you've ever... What?
She's not learning from her mama in 1911.
Why?
It's too late.
Oh! You're so right.
Oh my god.
I'll go back to that. She picks up the banjo and learns it from...
God.
Anything else.
She's self-taught.
She's self-taught.
I don't know. Someone can do banjo.
It's
She
whatever.
doesn't know anyone else.
It doesn't matter. She learns from her uncle Ezekiel. It's okay. Great Uncle Ezekiel teaches her. It doesn't matter.
Ugly.
But, backing up slightly, Cora May goes missing in 1909. When Maggie's about 3. As far as Junior's tale tells it, he woke up, bed was empty, and signs point to she walked into the woods and never came back. Searching for days, the whole sheriff's department's looking for her, and they don't find any trace that she was anywhere. Except for that she walked into those woods, they lose her trail, and she's a whisper in the wind. Junior gets worse. Probably starts drinking, starts gambling again, starts doing all those things that drove you nuts when he was a teenager and had you convinced he wasn't going to be nothing. He ain't a very good pa. Maggie is luckily quite independent and quite headstrong and takes care of herself just fine, but she ends up hanging out at the house a good bit while Junior works. And you see that she starts self-teaching banjo when she's about 5. And good grief, the child's gifted. You guys, as the shock of Cora's disappearance fades, you or Ethel or some combination of it or any of the others or whatever somehow convince Junior that joining this band and really focusing on the music will be good for him. And so you all start playing, and Maggie's quite the selling point. And so the next competition you do, you're getting some attention for it. You start getting asked to come sing at other places. Somebody asks you to sing at a wedding. Somebody asks you to sing at, some family reunion. And the next town over asks you to do something. And then there's this bluegrass festival in the Mid-Ohio Valley. And there's something else in Oak Mountain. And before you know it, you're kind of known all over the place as the Porchlight Singers all over the Mid-Ohio Valley. And for about 9 years, you live in this renown of being well known, at least in the area. Talk to me about what Pappy's mindset would be like of living that life, of having that thing. Like you're making some money from it. You haven't. It's not enough to like quit your job and never work again, but it's enough to take it from super tight. I'm raising my granddaughter to we'll be all right. You got a little bit of fame in a regional sense, and also talk about like this daughter-in-law disappearance.
I think at first, whenever Cora May had disappeared, there was like thoughts of Junior was involved in some way. If my other son Sydney, borderline golden child, lied straight to my face about his whole life, can't imagine what Junior was doing. So at first he thought Junior might have been connected to this, but as he saw Junior cope very similar to how Pappy did, by getting worse with gambling, drinking, all that kind of stuff, he slowly realized that, okay, well, he's hurting, and maybe not, that he didn't do anything. As they get more fame and somewhat of a decent income with all this music stuff, I think the fame itself, like the local fame, doesn't mean diddly squat to Pappy. I think for years he was angry at God, he was angry at himself, and he was angry just in general about the passing of Sid. And the just overall quality time that he has spent with his family building this band and performing with them has over time slowly put the pieces back together of a shattered heart.
Mm.
And like I said, he does not care whatsoever about the local fame. And all he cares about is like things are starting to look up for me and my family. Maybe I am a good Paul.
Oh. Really good. Wow. You see that as your youngins grow up, I'm going to do, we haven't done anybody else's sessions here. I'm going to do my best approximation of what I think their personalities are like. Your children are adults. Hattie's very particular. She seems quite free-spirited, and kind of hovery around you and Mom, of making sure that you all are all right. She's claims to not be the Marion type. Doesn't see herself as a housewife, that kind of thing. She does side work and works for people in town and does gardening and that kind of thing. Junior, you know what Junior's like. Gambling and drinking and a lot like you in the worst ways. Just enough to kind of feel like you're looking in a mirror, but in a bad way. Jenny, as she's grown up, has become awful particular, very ornery, and headstrong, has opinions, likes to be heard, likes to read, does real good in school and enjoys school. And Maggie is a personality. She's outspoken, she's frontline, center of attention. She's basically the headliner of your band. People would notice if Maggie wasn't in that band. And she's only 14 by the time of the night.
It's like Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes.
You're Pappy in the Grimshaw 5.
Pappy in the Grimshaw 5.
Right.
But it's Maggie in the Grimshaw 5.
Maggie in the Grimshaw 5. She's Michael Jackson. Sure.
Jenny also, we'll run this as a little mini scene, Megan. That's not written down, but look alive. You'll be okay. Jenny lives with you full time, the whole time. You guys probably try it. Morgan mentioned she would probably at some point, just because she didn't maybe want to live with her grandparents, she maybe at some point tried to go live with Junior and Maggie, but he's not really a parent. So you guys quickly decided that was not going to work, and so you made Jenny move back in. For some reason or another, Maggie might spend an awful lot of time at your house, but she doesn't live there. But she spends a lot of time there. Jenny lives with you this whole time, and when she's around 16, you're coming in from, you and Ethel had gone just on this long walk around town. You'd left Jenny at the house alone. Maggie's off with Junior tonight, Hattie's away, just Jenny at the house. And you see, as you get back, Ethel says something about wanting to go look at the garden really quick, tells you to go on in. It's like, sun's going down, but it's not quite nighttime yet. You guys had just gone on a little post-dinner walk. And you see boots that ain't yours on the front porch.
And everyone else, and Ethel and Jenny are with me.
Jenny's inside. She didn't go with you at all. She's been in the house.
Oh, okay.
Ethel went down to the garden. You see men's boots on the porch that ain't yours.
I'm gonna slowly It's the layout of Nan's house.
It is the layout of Nan's house.
So when you walk through the front door, our room is right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as quietly as possible, open the door, sneak into my room, grab the shotgun that's underneath my bed, and go to wherever I hear giggling, talking, whatever it might be that I'm hearing.
How quiet do you think Pappy is? Should we try a stealth check, a speed check? Or is he trying to be quiet?
We can try it. He is trying to be quiet. He wants to...
Okay, I'm going to call it a DC 15 speed check.
Okay.
And if you're putting a lot of effort in, remember you can spend.
18.
18. You sneak in very quietly, head into your bedroom. And
I'm not cocking it yet.
Okay, you're waiting. You're waiting. Where would you head first? Somewhere in the downstairs or up to where Jenny's room is?
Probably Jenny's room. I mean, I'm not stupid.
Come on, guys. Come on. You swing the
intellect's 23.
You're not dumb. You open the door to the stairs. Start going up the stairs. Those stairs can't help it. They're a little creaky, but you're going up as quietly as you can. And as you peek your head over, like, what's the banister that has all your bookcases, your chest of drawers in front of it? You look over, and you see 16-year-old Jenny kissing somebody wearing a varsity jacket. Mop of blonde hair. You would recognize him, though he's never been in your house. I think he's blonde, isn't he? Is he brunette?
I have no idea. I love it if he's blonde.
I kind of thought he was blonde. Mop of blonde hair, varsity, like red varsity jacket, the old-fashioned ones. And he ain't never been in your house before, but you probably know of the kid around town as his dad's a farmer someplace. This is Jack Price. His dad's a what? What's his dad?
His dad is dead. His dad is dead.
Well, he surely knew him when he was alive, right? Or no?
Maybe. It was a while ago. His mama runs the seamstress's store.
You'd know that this is Sybil Hayes' boy. Sybil runs the seamstress's thing in town. Blonde hair, varsity jacket, 16-year-old boy kissing your granddaughter.
As loud as possible.
And
that thing better be in your pants.
Both heads turn. What would Jenny do? Is Jack gonna have to jump out the window, or what's he gonna do? And this is the granddaughter that her dad had a kid at 16, and she's 16. Just so that's in Pappy's mind.
Right.
I think Jenny... I don't know, she's quite headstrong in opinions. I think she'd just be like, "Hey, leave!" And Jack would probably jump up and be like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Grimshaw, sir. Everything, we're all, I will leave. I will go. I'm so sorry, sir. And he just stares at the ground.
Jenny probably says something like, "No, there ain't no reason to be sorry. Get out!"
No reason to go. I get a reason to go. Get out of my room. Yeah.
I'll deal with you later. And he sort of actually points the gun at, what's his name, Jack?
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is his pants down?
No, he's fully clothed.
Okay, fully clothed. All right.
His hands are up.
Count of 10. You bitch get off my property. Or I'm shooting that thing off.
He turns around, opens the window, and goes out. Slides down the roof and gets out. Because you're blocking the stair. You're standing in the stairwell. He'd have to pass you to leave.
Right.
He turns around,
As he's
throws the window open,
running down the road. I'll do a single shot in the air. Hey, you never come back.
Now, Pappy ain't saying. Now, Pappy, there ain't no need for that.
What were you thinking?
It's Jack Price. We've been going out on a couple of dates. I ain't seen no reason why I shouldn't be here.
I don't know. You wouldn't think you'd tell us first, or I didn't even know you were seeing the boy.
Well, I ain't been seeing him long.
And he's already in your bed. You ain't seen him long. I've seen him enough.
We've been going to school since I was, 5. Everybody knows him. His mama runs in the same. It's Sybil Price. You know her.
And here's a beautiful thing. You said it yourself. You're in school. You don't have time to be thinking about all this lovey-dovey shit. Focus on your scholars.
Yeah. Maybe I'm real good at school. I wouldn't even. Don't worry.
You'll be real good at school until you got a little one coming on the way 9 months from now. Then what?
Well, I know they're just right trouble, little babies you didn't know were coming around, but I'll be fine. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing going on.
He puts the gun obviously down at this point.
He's been holding it this whole time.
The whole time.
What are you gonna do when you get pregnant in 9 months?
Places the hand on her shoulder, motions sit down, they're both at the foot of the bed. Jenny, you know I love you so much, and I would do just about anything for you. But there ain't no sense of keeping false truths behind our back. If you're seeing a boy, tell us. Invite him to dinner. Do the normal thing. Not whenever we're out and about, still on our property, and you bring him over to play hooky. Scare me half to death.
He doesn't have shoes on. I just want to say that. He doesn't have shoes on, and he...
He'll have to go back with shoes. All right, Pappy. I'll do better. I'll do right.
Listen, it's okay. It's fine. And as far as I know, Ethel, Mimo don't even have to know about it.
Mimo ain't stupid.
Mima already does.
That she ain't. So how long you been? He's just circling back. It's trying to get all pieces back together,
and we can retcon or change or let Jesse know if any of that changes based on. I'll tell Morgan what happened later, and she can say that wouldn't happen, or whatever. We'll figure that out later. What is Pappy? They continue dating, and they continue dating for many years. They go steady from 1915 to 1920. What does Pappy think?
He goes off to war and comes back.
He goes off,
and they're still dating.
He goes off and he fights in World War II during that, World War I in that, and then comes back. They're still dating the whole time. What does Pappy think about her dating so seriously so young?
He's against it. I mean, it's so hypocritical because he got married at 20.
Yeah.
But
and this would be 16 to 21.
Right. It's hypocritical, but in the same time, it's his little Jenny, and he it's not so much that he doesn't want her to find love. It's the fact that that's one more thing he has to give up eventually.
Oh.
He's not ready for it yet.
I'm in pain.
And I'd say as time, at least up until he went off into the war, every time that he was over, Patty put him to work, 100%.
I love it.
You ain't gonna have time to see Jenny. You're gonna be working. You know?
Yeah, I love that. He becomes, as soon as he turns 18, so about a year and a half after they start dating, he graduates high school and immediately starts as deputy to the sheriff. What does Pappy think about a law enforcement boyfriend being around until he gets shipped off to war and comes back?
So he's law enforcement before going off to the war?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't mind it. Has respect, like a mutual respect for law enforcement, but also at the same time, he doesn't want, he knows how quickly word can spread, and he doesn't want, if shit were hit the fan, he doesn't want his nose up all in their business.
Yeah. And then
he did gain a lot of respect whenever he went off into the war. Yeah.
Does Pappy grow to like Jack by the end of their relationship? He's been around for 5 years when we approach 1920. Does Pappy like him? Is he part of the family now? Is he,
I'd say it's like a very similar relationship with Junior. Like, he loves him as a, he feels like he could be good for Jenny. There's very few that could be, but maybe this one is. But still, the first time meeting the boy,
that puts a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Let's, do you guys want to pee? And then we'll do the night?
I would like to pee.
Great, let's do it. Let's take 2.
Sure.
Amazing.
Jesse, are you having fun?
I am. I'll be completely honest, like, before, I was, like, not overwhelmed, but just kind of, I guess maybe a little overwhelmed with, like, trying to remember who's who and all that kind of stuff, and,
it'll come
just
through.
kind of nervous to start a whole nother system and all that kind of stuff, but as this, Session Zero's progressed, it's got me more and more excited for it.
Yeah.
Because I have a better feel of who's who, and
yeah, I think, like,
who Pappy is.
Especially once you see their faces, like, different, their names will say who they are, like, it'll come together.
Yeah.
But
This has definitely helped.
And I think having 4 fresh players that you haven't ever played with before could be, like, super awesome chance for brand new chemistry that we're not used to. We know how all those other people play.
Right, for sure.
So this could be fun to let this new group mix. And, like, I know all of them separately, and I think, based on what I know about them, that they'll mix really well.
Right.
The only one that I haven't met is Eli. And he's Morgan's brother in real life. And
Okay.
she says he's super awesome at D&D. From what he said in character creation, he seems very similar to you.
Oh, yeah?
And he's playing your daughter.
Nice.
But I think that's exciting. Yeah, all we have left is we'll do the night.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about what your life looks like after that point and to now. And
Right.
we'll be good. I will actually, while we're waiting for Megan, I'll text Morgan now and tell her what happened in that scene, and she might text me before the end of that and say, "Hey, I don't think that Jenny would do this or whatever," just in case.
Did I ever tell you that of scene.
Which one? Because I felt it throughout this whole thing.
I'll shoot your dick off, basically.
Yeah. Who was that about? Was that about one of Vera's boyfriends or one of Mom's?
Oh no, it was about one of my girlfriends.
Really?
It was, I mean, nothing like that happened. It was quite literally, I was in middle school, like 7th or 8th grade, I know, being dropped off at the Ripley movie theater to go see this movie with this girl, and Pap had drove me, and right before I got out of the car, he said, like, something along the lines of, like, now make sure it stays in your pants, otherwise I want to shoot it off.
Nice. I knew that wasn't on like my plan, but I thought that'd be a fun scene to run.
Yeah, it's like, we're in a public movie theater, Pap.
Okay, hold on. I'm sort of unfamiliar with early 1900s, which is not good. I don't know how in a country town, 1915-ish, whatever, I don't know how violently un-okay two teens making out in a bedroom is. Like, I don't know if that's like, because if you find a kid doing that in 1950 or 1980 or today, it's like, son, stop that. Bad. Leave your door open, or no girls in your room, or whatever. I don't know if that's like kicking her out level of bad. Not for Pappy necessarily, but just like in general society-wise. I don't think we're to the level of like, I think we kissed before marriage. I feel like that is fine in 1915. I feel like it's certainly bad, but especially in like poor country, like, I feel like the less you get away from like the rich city folk, the more and more just like, well, shit like that happens, it gets, Okay, I must type. I wonder if Nan and Pap kissed before marriage.
I'm sure they did.
They must have. I remember Nan was a teen in the 1950s, and she said something about, like, she said, my first kiss was at a drive-in movie, and I said, stop, girl! Go ahead!
Girl!
I said, was it with Pap? And she said, oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, I must type. You have to be quiet. Shh, I was the one talking, I know, but I have to type this. And I was gonna have them be sitting on the couch and you walk in as they're kissing, but then you said you wanted to sneak into your bedroom and get your gun, so I was like, oh shoot, I have to move them somewhere else.
I'll be quiet, never mind.
Just give me a second, I swear.
cookies?
I'm
Just
texting.
silence me because
I had to
she's
focus.
typing.
I'm typing to Morgan what happened and she can veto.
Of her.
So I was lazy and I didn't save any of these numbers in the group chat. Whenever we were doing introductions,
Jesse, do you have my number saved?
I'd have yours, yeah. I just don't have anyone else's.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and that also didn't help with the whole like who's who thing. I was like, I just see numbers and I'm like, I see 2 304 numbers.
That would be Morgan and Eli. You help Jesse get his numbers and I'll be back.
Okay, I got you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna tell you who's who. Okay. Oh, okay. 304380 is Eli.
Okay.
Eli will play Hattie.
In parentheses, Hattie. Because that will help me.
The other 304389 is Morgan.
Morgan.
Who will play Ginny.
Sweet.
And then 843312 is Eve, and she will play Junior.
Junior. Awesome.
And then the last one is Hannah.
That's
Who will
Maggie.
play Maggie. Yes.
Sweet. Muchos gracias.
Of course.
Yeah, I was telling Joe that like this has definitely helped me get more excited for it because not knowing who's who on the family tree and also in real life and like learning a whole new system, I was like pushing it. It was like clearly on the back. It was on the back burner for like a solid month. Just go like, yeah, I'll get to it. That's why I did finish the character sheet last night.
Yeah. I'm supposed to make Hannah's, and I haven't done it yet. Because life has just been insane, and now I'm moving back in. And also, this really scares and intimidates me, because I've never DM'd before or planned anything before. And your first thing, maybe you can relate to this, your first DMing thing being a thing you do with Joe is terrifying.
Right.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Joe's insane and so good at what she does. So yeah, I'm gonna finish Hannah's character sheet before her session 0, which I think is Saturday.
I got you too. How did you come across this system? I think Joe said that you found it, right?
No, Joe got it from Morgan, who's gonna
okay.
be Ginny. She's played with it before, and she told Joe about it. And me and Joe had been looking for something to co-DM. And it started as it was going to be a very goofy campaign about a family band coming back together after their grandmother's funeral to save their granddad's pizza parlor or something in a Battle of the Bands. And she sent me the system and said, what if we reskinned Battle of the Bands as Appalachian Bluegrass Band? And I said, say less. I'm in. And that's what became this.
That's awesome. So far in role playing, I've come to realize that I grew up, yes, in Appalachia, but I have no knowledge of like fake accents and sayings. So I'm like, yeah.
I have very little. My Appalachian experience is mostly Southern Appalachia, like North Georgia, the tail end of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot of lingo, as it were. I have the sort of energy and the soul in my heart, but
yeah,
I need to Wikipedia some phrases.
That's probably what I'm gonna do. Just like just Google a bunch of like, okay, I need to say these 10 things before the season is over. Like,
there's a lot of people from West Virginia in my church, a statistically significant amount. And so I try to think of good old Mr. Charlie and how he speaks, and the only thing that I can really pick up on is my go-to for how to speak in like the North Georgia is like if I'm saying him, they would say like get him, but the West Virginia it's it's a hard get him, just entirely.
yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And so if I can capitalize on that and get that level of twang and everything, then I'll be golden. It ain't there
like
yet.
I'm technically in like not even northern, like northeast West Virginia, which is like practically Ohio. I mean,
Right.
so there's like hardly any like thick accents around here. If they are, they're from Mingo County
Right.
or McDowell, basically where the coal mines were at.
Right. That's awesome. I didn't expect to cry tonight. Oh,
I didn't either. It was pretty good.
Here I am.
I will say that being from West Virginia, it is a stereotype that you have been around coal mines, evidently. I remember going to. Did you ever tell you about like Salkehatchie here in South Carolina, at summer camp?
Vaguely, yes.
There's like a work camp where you work on houses and whatnot. I was the only kid from West Virginia, yeah, and I remember the first week there. Instantly, they were like, "So, you ever like work in a coal mine or anything?" And I'm like 15. I'm like, no.
I'm 15. That's so funny. I didn't know that was a stereotype or that was so deeply ingrained in the culture.
And unfortunately, so is incest, and there's a few jokes of that.
Yes. What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
We get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
In certain parts of SC are like sort of backwoods holler, the ones next to Georgia. And so you get a couple of, preacher jokes of like, a man and a woman came to their pastor to ask marriage advice because they said, Pastor, if we got married in Georgia and divorced in South Carolina, are we still cousins? And I've heard that one a couple of times. You get a little bit of it. Are we still cousins? You get a sprinkle of that.
I'm pretty sure, like, obviously, ridiculously, like, distant cousins, but I'm pretty sure my mom and dad were cousins.
Really good. If you get married in Georgia, you still have to take a blood test just so that you know. I think that's true because my brother and his wife got married in Toccoa, Georgia 8 years ago, and I feel like I remember that they had to do some type of family testing to make their familial relationship very clear.
Hilarious.
Hello, my turn. Morgan answered.
Wow.
Overall loves it. Her only corrections or whatever are, first I asked, would Jack and Jenny be making out? Like, or should we change that to like he walked in as he gave her a sweet little peck as he was leaving anyways.
Sure.
And she said, I mean, we are teens after all. Kissing ain't the same as making little ones. That's what I'm trying to tell Pappy. So, they're making out. I was right. And she said, the only thing I want to change is that Jenny would not boss around Pappy in his own house, so she would not say, Pappy, get out. She would probably have said, Pappy, don't do that! And she's just mortified, bright red. Haven't you ever heard of knocking? Just bright red, mortified.
I'd ask him the same question.
Both both 2 Pappy
It's
and
good.
mortified 4 Jack just beat Red
Right.
and don't do that. And then once Jack was gone, she tried to defend her actions. I just don't see why he shouldn't be here. And so I told her everything, and she said other than that, she said I wouldn't boss around Pappy. Other than that, golden.
Wow, beautiful.
You don't fuck around with Pappy.
I definitely see her as the type to dig her heels in when she's been caught.
I agree.
Okay.
I love Jenny. She's everything to me.
So that's the only course correction from what actually happened.
Pick her.
She was embarrassed. She didn't tell you to get out in your own house. Beautiful.
I was telling Megan, although I grew up technically in Appalachia, this session 0 has made me realize that I know very little, like, slang, Appalachian slang,
Yeah.
and my accents do not come naturally, so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I
I
also
think
practically live in Ohio, so.
yeah. I think our grandparents have had a bit of a like Appalachia to them, but they're certainly not like deep Appalachia witchy folk who believe in a bunch of superstitions.
For sure.
You could find Nan in any southern state. What she's like. Woo! Anyway, anything else to say about what's happened so far? I love it.
I didn't expect to cry tonight, and then I started crying.
I knew you were gonna cry.
I shed a tear, and that's
I know.
really, really rare for me in roleplay.
Yeah.
I would like to get just a niblet of what your relationship with Maggie is like. Maybe just like a minute scene with each kid and Maggie, so that Jesse knows, and then I can text the others and say, is this right? Just to kind of have a little bit of a basis before we actually go into game. I don't know if Pappy needs a full session 0 joint with anyone.
I don't think anyone does.
I think we're good.
Before we start, let me make sure this door is good and closed. I'm in the study room on the 2nd floor, and people are walking around.
Yeah, we'll just do like...
Matt,
Sorry.
I say, Jenny is the pregnant one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where we're at right now, she's still 14, but yes.
And Jenny was the one that left to get an education, or was that Maggie?
Education, yeah. Jenny,
okay.
Maggie left at 14 when Ethel died, became a midwife for a while, found a husband, had a baby, husband died, came back.
Okay.
Had a baby. Is pregnant.
Yeah.
Is 7 months pregnant.
Made a baby.
Time of our game.
Made a baby, husband died, came back. Okay. I was just going to say, let's maybe look at our grandma hosts Sunday lunch every week after church. So maybe we see what... Just let Pappy rapid fire kind of talk to everybody that he hasn't talked to yet. At like a Sunday brunch. You ready, Megan?
Yeah. What age is everyone? Is this right before?
This would be...
Tonight?
Yeah, let's say, for relevance sakes, let's say...
Okay, Junior's 45.
Maggie's 14.
Maddie's 43. Jenny is
22.
No, 32.
Nope.
Maggie's
Nope.
No, 14.
20.
No. Jenny is 20. Jenny is 22. Maggie is 14.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. And Ethel is... How old are Pappy and Ethel at this point?
72.
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful. Pappy, do you go to church anymore? by this point?
I'd say yeah. For a while after Sydney's death.
Yeah.
It was a good while, but he's going back now.
Beautiful. You and Ethel get home from church. Hattie pulls in right behind you. She was. You guys, I mean, all of you go to the same church. It's the one church that there is. But we are in automobile time. Yes?
1920, I doubt there's a lot of automobiles in Cabro, West Virginia.
Okay. So carts.
Carts.
Okay.
Or walking.
Well, they're 72. We're probably cart. They probably have hitched up a horse or something. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You guys get back. A bicycle, yeah, something. You guys get back. And I'm trying to think. I don't think Junior goes to church. Not ever since Cora May. But I kind of think that Jenny and Maggie would go with you. And I think Hattie would.
Hattie probably walks the 2 miles to Junior's house, tells him to go to church that morning, and when he says no, she says, Maggie, get in the cart.
And then gets Maggie and...
I think, yeah.
So, probably then, you and the kids and Hattie walked back from church. Get in, food's getting ready, whatever. I'm going to do this as least awkwardly as possible. Junior has still shown up for the meal. And, you see, Hattie has 14-year-old Maggie in the bathroom and is, like, wiping her face down and brushing her hair again. It's gotten all frizzy from the walk and everything. Jenny went upstairs to change really quick. And Ethel's cooking, and as you're waiting for all the women folk to sort themselves out, you kind of glance out through the glass door that's on the side porch and see silhouette of your son turning the corner and walking down that hill in between where the creek splits, walking up, and you can talk to him as he walks up towards the porch.
Junior, right?
Junior.
I didn't see you at church this morning again. I know it's been. I know you've been a little absent here and there since old Cormay, but it won't hurt. Come back with.
Oh, they ain't want me there anyway. I think I'd write burst into flames right as I open the door. That's alright. They ain't want me there.
That might be true, actually. But well, your mom's got some fixings in there. You know the drill. I don't have to tell you anything. Just put your boots off from the porch and make yourself home.
I am much obliged. And he takes his hat down and does a really stupid sort of swoop as he kicks his shoes off and goes inside.
Perfect. Stop. Pause. Typing to Eve.
My whole understanding of Junior from Eve is, I don't want to talk about that. It's like, I know it's been a while since Cormay, just, I don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
Alright, I've sent to Eve. Pappy, you follow Junior inside, and you hear Hattie, like, whisper something to Maggie and push her forward a little bit, and she's holding what seems to be a freshly strung banjo. Hattie looks like she's, like, encouraging her to say something to you.
Is this like a banjo that I've never never seen before, or is it like her banjo she always has?
It's her banjo. Give me an intellect check as you're looking at it. Let's say DC, I don't know, 12. So go down to a 3.
That is a 6.
6.
So yeah.
You look at the banjo and you just see it. It had been kind of worn out and the strings had been all messed up. One of her strings had been broken last time y'all had played, and it looks wonderful now.
Here, old Maggie. Oh, you got some new strings on you, didn't it? That'll do just nicely.
Kind of looks up at Hattie and
Do you help her? Do you help her put these strings on?
Did no such thing. She restrung that there banjo all by her lonesome. That's right, and I wish she'd just tell you that herself. And she kind of nudges Maggie. She goes, "What? I didn't. It wasn't no trouble. I just, got the strings and." What's the big deal? I restrung a banjo. It's not like I built a barn in a day.
Well, you did a mighty fine job. I'm proud of yourself, Maggie.
Thanks, Pappy.
Beautiful. 1 second, y'all. Eve said, "Keep it."
Keep it.
For Junior.
I understand Junior in my soul. Maggie's an enigma to me.
mechanisms of my brain are an enigma.
Maggie steps into the kitchen to go get something to eat, and Hattie just kind of starts digging through this big purse that she has. She's wearing like heavier makeup than what would be expected here. Probably still ain't all that heavy. We're in Cairo in 1920, but a little heavier than what you expect. She sang in church this morning, Pappy. Beautiful. Think LaDonna. Think a lot like LaDonna during all of this. Can you imagine her? That doesn't mean anything to Megan, but we know a LaDonna.
I know a few LaDonnas.
And this is Hattie. She sang in church this morning, came back, and, nobody had to tell her nothing. She got Maggie a little bit cleaned up, made her hair look nice, put it in some braids for her. And you guys are both just kind of standing in, like, what's the doorway from the computer room into the dining room, waiting to be called for prayer.
Now, Paul, I know you said it wasn't no thing, but Ma said your throat was hurting last week. I've got exactly the thing for you. And have you gotten one of the boys from town to come help you with the pigs, or are you still doing that yourself? You can't do that no more. You're getting old, Paul.
Well, Jesus, Hattie. If I can do it, I'm just fine. I had a little bit of scratch on my throat. That's it. Nothing a little honey wouldn't fix.
My point exactly. And she pulls out a jar of honey. I don't know what it is. She says, "Now, don't ask what's in it. A spoonful of that every night before bed. Drink plenty of water, nothing else. And you'll be fixed up in no time. Have I ever disappointed you? Once."
In a joking way, like, yeah.
Oh, sure.
It'll shut you up.
I aim to please. Thank you. And call them boys to help me with them pigs.
It don't need no
Or heck, call Junior. Give Junior something to do. Yes.
You best know that boy won't do shit. shit on the farm.
Well, I'll be cursing, Pappy. My goodness.
Well, you get old as I am, you don't tend to care about a thing or two.
As old as you are is exactly what I'm getting at. Thank you for agreeing with me. Call the boys to help you with the pigs. Thank you. Now you go pray for us.
You know, I'll pray. You mean to pray?
What does your heart tell you to do? Does your heart tell you that you need to pray right now? Over your fake meal?
Or my fake meal in this scenario.
Beautiful. Hannah says it sounds fine. Beautiful. Who are we missing? Anybody?
I think I've had scenes with everyone else, roughly.
I think
I
so.
think it's just Ethel and Jenny.
And we had a scene with Jenny, I feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
on this random Sunday, she'd come downstairs, get changed, Jack show up for his plate.
Yeah.
By this point, 5 years into the relationship, when Jack comes in through the front door and gives Jenny a kiss on the cheek and gives Ethel a little side hug and gets ready to make his plate, what's Pappy's aura?
So what's the scene?
Jenny's all changed now. She's in just regular clothes again, and Jack comes in through the front door, gives Jenny a little kiss on the cheek, comes in, gives Ethel a side hug, says hello to you and Ethel, starts making himself a plate. What's Pappy's energy and vibe with the boyfriend being around now that it's been 5 years? He's a war veteran now. He's also he's still the deputy. He's still the deputy.
I mean, I'd say we're on decent terms. Not enough to get like super deep conversation, but like nothing past small talk. So he just go kind of saying and says,
Well, Deputy, any interesting things happen in town over the weekend?
Well, sir, no. The Payne's cow got out, and their fence is, I mean, between you and me, Levi don't know how to fix a fence.
They can't keep livestock saving lives.
No, sir, I don't think so.
What else treating you good?
Please say that again.
Everyone else treating you good?
Yes, sir, everyone's behaving themselves, as far as I know. As long as Junior over there stays out of trouble.
Well, they give you any more trouble down the station, give me a call.
he smacks him on the shoulder.
Yes, sir, we'll do that. We'd make a fine deputy of you.
I got a few kicks left in me.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. That's what I wanted. We'll run through the night now. For this whole time. Since Sid's death, but it's gotten worse and worse and worse as time's gone on. As we're nearing the night, I think we said it's in late June, early July, 1920. Ethel has been spending a lot of time in the woods. She talks about superstition and all these different things constantly. She was unreceptive to any plea from you to stay out of the woods, and just says, clear her head, connect with nature. She can feel Sid out there. She can feel Cora May out there. All these different things. Late June, early July, you go to bed. Jenny still lives with you. Maggie and Junior are at their house. Hattie's at her house. You and Jenny and Ethel are at home. You're all in bed. One night in this night, middle, probably 2 or 3 in the morning, You wake up to an eerily familiar scream. A scream that you only heard once before, many years ago. Ethel's scream. 18-year-old, 20-year-old Ethel's scream. And as you wake up to that, and your hand kind of autonomously slides over to the other side of the bed, and it is empty.
Like, grabs a shotgun and don't even put his shoes on. Doesn't put a coat on, nothing. Gets a lantern. Runs.
Where do you go?
Get a mind.
Can you say that in a cooler way so I can use it in the trailer, you bitch?
I go to the mines.
Thank you. All of this is fabricated. It's just for content. We refilm it until they follow the script correctly.
I am being farmed for content.
I am being farmed for content. You run for the woods. For some reason, when you're about 3/4 of the way past the field, you think to glance behind you. And when you do, for just a second, you can see the hook where she would always hang that lantern to call you back home. And for a second, it looks like there's a flame lit, and it goes out. And you keep running towards the mines. It starts to rain. Your lantern goes out. You're running. It's been many years, Pappy. Many years since you've been in these woods, and you had almost forgotten what it feels like to be watched. The way that the air almost bends to create a sphere of soundlessness. A sphere of silence that is deafeningly loud. And straight ahead where you know the mines are, you see another lantern light go out. You follow. You run. And when you get to right about where it should be, illuminated by a flash of lightning, you see about 10 feet ahead of you Ethel's body, limp on the mud, on the ground ahead of you. Her lamp curled against her chest, still just barely sparking. And as the lightning goes away, you're left in complete darkness.
So I still have my lantern? Or
You do, but it's
did
not
it go
out.
out too?
It's out.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I run, and then, so I can't see anything once I'm in
No, I mean,
darkness.
you know where she was. She was about 10 feet straight ahead of you, so you could still find
I
her.
gotcha. Yeah, so I run roughly about, like, right till I get right in front of her, just flop down to my knees, my 60, 70-year-old knees, sickening cracks on my knees. Oh, my darling, my songbird. Oh, please go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. No, my... God. And I'm trying, like, light matches, like... drops to the mud. Oh, no, my... Oh, God, please. Please, no. Oh, wake up.
turn her over some. She was on her side. You don't see her chest rising and falling. You don't see any life in her face at all.
No, this can't be. Ethel. God, please. Please, God, no. Bring her back. This is not how our story ends. Ethel. Please bring her. And just inconsolable, sheer pain. Screams of
You
essentially torture.
have dragged Ethel's body up on top of your knees, and it's this horrible feeling of nothing. Where since Sid died, it was that period of time when your baby boy was taken that you prayed to God and he wasn't listening to you. And it didn't even seem like he heard you at all. It's that same feeling again, where when you're in these woods, when you're grieving things that die in these woods, God can't hear you through the canopy.
So sorry you cut out. For me.
Really good. Say it again.
Starting where?
It's the same in these woods.
Yeah? Okay. It's the same in these woods. That when you... Now I'm nervous. Sorry.
No, there's a horrible feeling of nothing.
I'm ready.
When Sid was taken, you prayed to God. And
No, I can do
hear
this.
you.
I can do this. There's this horrible feeling that comes back to you in these woods. It's the same feeling that you felt when Sid died. And you felt like God couldn't hear you, or he wasn't listening, or something. You were not able to make any kind of contact with God, and he wasn't listening, and he wasn't coming to save you. And it's that same feeling now, where when you're grieving the things that die in these woods, God can't hear you through the canopy.
What did I do? What did I ever do to deserve this, you bastard? Where's my boy? Not my Ethel. He just screams off. I'm not gonna scream because my children's asleep, but
In real life?
he screams into the woods. Just the black nothingness. I know you're out there. I feel your eyes. They're like fleas up my skin. Don't just stand there. Help me. Help my Ethel.
And
he just continues sobbing.
And as you say that, clear, crisp, cutting through the noise of the pouring rain and the rumbling thunder in the distance, you hear a beautiful voice behind you.
Alice?
You turn around, presumably. Sorry, I didn't mean to presume.
No, yeah.
You turn around and you see Ethel, right as rain and breathing more than ever.
Time to be getting home, I think.
Completely awestruck, and goes to touch as he
feel
illuminated by a flash of lightning. You see her more clearly now, not just backlit by the moonlight. It's Ethel, and she's standing there, and you would have to stand up and cross to her to be able to touch her.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's like slowly walking up to her, and reaches to graze her cheek. Ethel.
Right? I think when your hand is on her cheek, she leans into it and she puts her hands over your hand, and then she drops them, and she's still got to hold your hand, and she turns to walk home and bring you with her.
I gotta turn back to look at the body. Is it still there?
Make a intellect check, DC 20, that goes down to an 11.
Two.
You turn back, and you can't stand how dark it is, and you can't stand the feeling of emptiness that you get when you look further into the woods, and so you can't help yourself but to look back towards your light. Take 1 experience point.
Just complete loss for words. Not sure. He was holding his dead wife of 50 years at this point. Okay. It's just a dream, I guess. A nightmare. What were you doing out here?
Oh, you've always been one for bad dreams, Silas. That's all right. Let's just go home. I know the way. I've been walking for years. It's just over the hill.
Right. Yeah. Okay. He walks with Ethel.
And it's strange, Happy, and I think you can decide how strange you find this, that Ethel holds your hand and walks very confidently back in the direction of the farmhouse as you're kind of like groping around in the darkness trying to make sure you're not running into trees or anything like that. And it's only when you crest the hill that you look to where you know the house is, which you cannot see, and there is no light lit on the porch. But yet Ethel knows exactly where she's going. And you get back to the house. And you change out those muddy clothes. And you go to sleep. Like I said earlier about this point, Jenny lives upstairs. She still sleeps upstairs. Junior and Maggie live about a mile one direction, and Hattie lives about a mile the other. Jenny's around 22, Maggie's 14, same as our last scenes. It's around 5 a.m. that the innkeeper, Virgil Caldwell, and some of the young boys of the Underwood family they've been using your land to hunt, been paying you a little bit to hunt on your land. And at a bright 5 a.m., they stumble upon the body of Ethel Jean Grimshaw and hurriedly fetch the sheriff and the deputy Jack Price. The sheriff and the deputy find the body. They send somebody to go and get something set up at the station, whatever needs to be done. The sheriff is down at the scene, taking care of things, getting ready to transport the body, all these different things. And at about 5 a.m., you hear knock on your door. Are you shaking your head? Is that wrong?
I heard no knock. You did knock, but no knock.
I still
It's
do.
okay.
We got you.
You know what a knock sound? Do you know what a knock sounds like? Can you use your imaginations? I'm sorry, I don't have a Foley team.
If we're being if we're recording for a trailer, I need to hear a knock sound.
Okay.
Oh, let me try something. Oh, wait, no, that's me. Nothing.
Knock, knock, knock. You hear a knock at your door about 6 a.m., Pappy.
I like to think that Happy did not sleep.
Oh, sure.
I envision him laying down in bed, just like wide-eyed, staring into the ceiling, not saying a word. Ethel presumably next to him, and it's just a feeling of you're in a nightmare, but you never woke up from it.
I think that you spend the rest of that night, you are lying in bed with Ethel, and she's kind of like facing the wall, and you have your arms around her, and you have your ear pressed up to the center of her back, and you're hearing her heartbeat, and you're just listening to it and trying to convince yourself that it's real.
Yeah. The knock, almost like a jolt of like you're back in reality kind of thing. The world is still spinning, like slowly gets up, doesn't even bother putting the shirt on. Like,
yeah. Ethel would be woken up by this too. Would Ethel say anything to Pappy before he...
Hear something? What is it?
It's someone at the door. Don't worry. I'll see who it is.
Sure, it's just a storm, Silas. Oh, it ain't nothing.
Right. Well, best to check. Better safe than sorry.
he gets up
Yeah.
and kind of like cracks the door and like peeks.
Yeah, you see Jack Price is outside, which isn't all that strange, but he's in uniform, which also might not be like that. That's never happened before. I'm sure he stopped by when he was on the clock before, but it's like 6 a.m. on a Monday morning. You don't know why he'd be here. I mean, you know, Jenny has chores to do, so.
He'll probably like say something like that, like he's like the open door, like a little bit. He's still it's still cracked, but it's like slightly. All you see is like half his face.
The chain is on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Jack. Well, let's see you. Okay. Jenny's still. She's getting ready for her chores. She won't be in the fixing to have company here, so.
Mr. Grimshaw, I ain't here to see Jenny. It's you I need to speak to. May I come in?
Whatever you have to say, just say it right here.
Sir, I really think this would be better at the kitchen table, or well, I don't know where it's going to be better. Sir, something's happened. And I'm going to need you to come to the station.
The moment that Jack says that, you have this the moment that Jack says it, you have this flashback where you blink and for a second Jack Price is the old sheriff and you're sitting at the kitchen table and you're being told that Sydney's died and that he had this job you didn't know about and you're seeing your teenage son's body on a table and then you blink again and Jack Price is back in front of you.
Be necessary. What happened? Why are you here?
For about an hour ago, 3 of the Underwood boys and Virgil Caldwell were out hunting on your land, sir. They were in the part that's close to the old mine entrance. They discovered a body and possessed no identification. Sir, it's Ethel. And in your time, we need you to come to the station with us, please.
Looks back to see what the foot of the bed or whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
Is this? You think it's funny? You think you're funny? Ethel's right here. She's in my bed. You woke us up.
Sir, I'm very sorry. Would you like to sit down, or can I get you anything?
I think
I
you
know
did
this.
so, Sheriff.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Grimshaw, and you can take your time. We'll need somebody down there in a day. I understand this is
I ain't gonna go down to no damn sheriff's office to identify a body that's not my Ethel. Ethel's right here.
As Pappy says that, the door to the stairwell opens and a sleepy, confused-looking Jenny steps out. And I don't think Pappy notices this. Or if it feels important to you that you do, you can. But Jack, you certainly see Jenny step out into the living room. Kind of shoots you a look.
I think Jack will continue speaking as if it's to Pappy, but I mean, he's clearly very much looking at Jenny, and he just says, I'm just so sorry, sir. I don't know what I can do. I'm sorry, this is horrible to hear. To say I'm sorry.
Pappy, you can turn and see that Jenny is here too, if that makes any difference to you.
I hear him say he's sorry, and
It's kind of well. Enjoy your shift, Sheriff.
shuts the door, and he turns around, walks past Jenny to go to the kitchen.
That boy of yours sure knows how to stir my blood up.
It's 5 in the morning. What do you think he's doing? What happened?
Listen, he's saying that there's been a body found. He's saying that it's your Meemaw, but she's clearly in the room. There's been some kind of mistake. He's playing some kind of sick joke, and quite frankly, I don't find too kindly of it.
He's joking. And I think Jenny would go and open the door.
There's no one in Pappy's bedroom.
What? Oh, no, the front door.
Oh, Jack's still sitting there going...
Shut it on Jack.
Jack was, like, about to turn around and go ask the sheriff what to do, and he's still standing there.
I think Jenny would go talk to Jack.
And who knows what happens in that conversation, Pappy. That will have to happen during Morgan Session 0. But whatever happens,
I think Pappy could hear...
Yeah.
And Jack saying, look, we need him to come down and say that that's Ethel. We don't have... The way the body was found, we don't have a coroner here to do what they need to do. We have to send the body a couple towns over. We need him to come identify the body so that we don't have trouble getting her back later.
And whatever happens in this conversation, we can kind of catch Jesse up on exactly how, but Jenny would get Pappy into that car. Into the wagon. To go to the police station. If nothing else, she convinces you in a, like, well, fine, just go to prove him wrong. Just go to shut him up kind of way. Because he ain't leaving until somebody goes. You know, whatever. Jenny probably also, and this would be up to Morgan, probably also looks in the bedroom, because Pappy says she's in there, and sees that Meemaw's not in there. Let's see. You and Jenny both go down to the station, and they bring you back into a room, and you have that same flashback. A table. Someone you love on it. Killed by those woods. And you see that same body that you saw early this morning, gaunt and lifeless and still a little mud on the side of the face, and Pappy, that just can't be right, because there's an Ethel that is full of life back at your house. You woke up next to her this morning.
I think he looks at the body, and I'd like to imagine the sheriff and deputies are like looking at him just to see kind of any reaction, expecting reactions, and it's just nothing, absolutely nothing. And like the best way to describe it internally is the same exact feeling that he was feeling in the woods at that night, where God can't hear you. Whatever glimpse of Pappy in his right mind, can't he? Pappy's right mind cannot hear him. Pappy is convinced.
That's not my Ethel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go back to my Ethel, and we will resume our life together without these silly, quite frankly, insulting interruptions.
And when Pappy walks out, they had already sent Virgil and the Underwoods to go get Hattie Jr. Maggie. Jenny probably hangs back, and your other kids arrive as you leave, start walking back home. the body does get ID'd. Anytime anybody kind of tries to talk to you about it or tries to talk to you about a funeral, you shut it down. No funeral needed. Ethel's not dead. You probably get quite mad when all of a sudden the kids start not saying hello to their mother when they walk in. That kind of thing in this week that follows. Hattie/Jenny put together a funeral. Does Pappy go?
No.
Don't need to. I think it's quite silly what those kids are doing. When the house is quite quiet and it's just Ethel and Pappy at home while everyone else is at Ethel's funeral, what would Ethel say to Pappy? Or what would Pappy say to Ethel?
I don't know what them kids are on about. Don't listen to them. I'm just fine.
He's like, it's almost, it's like a teeter-totter. And right now it is balanced. It's like almost like the verge of wanting to believe versus not believing. His claws are like claws. His fingernails are like digging at the armrest of the chair that he's sitting. His claws. That's funny. His foot tapping.
Yeah. Say, how about we turn on the radio for old time's sake?
You don't need any of that. You can just open a window and hear the wind and the leaves, and that'll be enough. That's what Sid liked to listen to.
Yeah. That'll be enough.
Pappy opens the window. You sit next to it on either side. You look out. Some light drizzle coming down. Hear the cicadas buzzing. The plants outside swaying. You look out, you see the pond across the way. Trees and winding hill. Somewhere deep within those mines. And our camera goes through the window over that crested hill and into the darkness. Ethel is odd over the next 10 years. But to be honest, you're just so glad to have her back. That, well, you know, people change. It's not like she's the same at 72 that she was at 20, so people change. Ethel makes herself scarce when company's over. It's just strange, you know. Ethel used to love having the family over, and it seems that she just gets these awful headaches and she needs to go stay in the bedroom a lot of the time. Or if she does stay there, she's awful quiet and doesn't talk to him much, and it seems like, you know, the night of that funeral is when Maggie leaves. A few days later, Junior. Soon after that, Jenny lets you know, very firm and straightforwardly, that she's moving to college, and she does. And your sweet Hattie gives you one last kiss on the cheek and make sure that a few things are squared away, and then she crosses the border into Kentucky. And, roundabout, it's just you and Ethel. Every now and again, Jack Price comes by. Him and Jenny, called it splits when she was moving away. She didn't want to try the long distance, and he was never much of a college boy. She knew he wouldn't be moving. He still comes by and visits every now and again. He's the sheriff now. Sometimes he'll come in and have a coffee or whatever, and eventually he learns to say hello to Miss Grimshaw as well, but just makes you real angry when he's looking at the wrong place, where she ain't even standing, and says hello. And anytime Virgil Caldwell or Hardy Underwood stop by and make some kind of effort, or Miss Moon from the church tries to bring a casserole, I don't know, something about all these people, it just makes you mad, and you just don't have them stay around for long, because you'd just rather be alone in the house with Ethel. Is there anything else that you feel like you would like to add before we end our session 0?
I think, how does this Ethel talk about everyone else? Does it seem like that she knows what she's talking about?
I think so. Joe, do you think so?
I think somehow she seems to know everything that real Ethel would have known. Maybe there would be
Gotcha.
if you reference some specific memory from 30 years ago, she wouldn't know what you're talking about. But in terms of basic family structure and everybody's personalities and that kind of thing, she does know.
Gotcha. And I see, since she might not know 30 years ago this happened or whatever, but knows relatively recent, knows who people are, kind of thing. I looked it up. Alzheimer's was first discovered in 1906. So it'd be very, very, very early, and they wouldn't know a lot about it. So I think Pappy would like to often use the excuse
She probably has that old Alzheimer's thing that they keep talking about.
Yeah. And I'm sure...
That's the year Sydney died.
Stop it.
1906.
I also think it's likely that, Hattie visits you pretty often, Jenny a few times, once or twice a year, whatever. Maggie once very briefly, sometime in the middle, and Junior probably not at all. But that, and then whatever people from the town ever see you, that's probably a decent guess from them all of what's wrong with you. That, or just generally, he's gone senile, Ethel died, poor him, he still thinks he sees her. Yeah. Anything else?
That's all.
Okay. Megan, anything else? Awesome. I'm going to end